Scotty, Tracy, Hackler back again with, that one right there.
Scotty P right there. Scotty P, my name right there. Scotty P! Hey, Tracy, what's going on?
Well,
thanks for having me back, man.
Well, I mean, you're the only one I've got. So, I mean, I have to have you back.
I'm forced on you.
I think it's both of our contracts that we have to do it together.
Yes.
And by it, I mean, obviously going direct to Panini Podcast, episode number 16.
Yes. Number 82.
No, it's still.
These things, time is flying when you're having fun.
Yeah. I mean, that's true, but it's episode 16. Perhaps you've heard of Jake Plummer. He was a great number 16. Some guy named Joe Montana, I believe, was also a great number 16.
I've heard of that guy. The guy before that, I don't think anybody here has heard of.
Jake the Snake?
No.
It's a shot. A shot?
Shots fired.
Scotty, I don't need to tell you, but I'm going to because it's kind of the premise of this particular episode. The 21-22 NBA season officially tipped off.
Yes. This week we have basketball.
And it's awesome, as we all thought it would be. For a lot of our marketing activations and some of our events, and for a lot of fans around the world, the true basketball season usually tips off around Christmas when the Christmas Day games come. But we obviously, with rookies in the class playing and hitting the court, we obviously pay attention to it early. And so we're going to do some of our NBA predictions in this show, Scotty.
Yeah, that's it. We fancy ourselves as experts. I don't really want to go back and rewatch the NFL one because I don't think a lot of my predictions panned out. But you know what? I had fun doing it, so I'm going to do it for basketball. What the heck?
I had fun as well. I think one of my predictions I still feel really good about is the Broncos going to the playoffs.
Okay. I feel good. The one that I stumbled upon that I feel really good on is predicting that the Cardinals might be really good.
Yeah, I think we both.
I did good on that one, but it was also right next to the Miami Dolphins being a surprise team this year. So I mean, like, what are you going to do? I mean, right? So
yeah. I don't want to talk about the Broncos, but I think we had some good picks in there too. The Cardinals, the Cowboys.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's still early. I mean, like you said, the Broncos have a great shot of making the playoffs.
Nope.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man. I mean, that's why you play the games. You play the games to win the games, as somebody very famous once said.
Herm Edwards said that.
Yeah.
You play to win the game.
Yes, that's what you do.
Or in the Broncos case, you play to get the number one pick. I think we're going to go 3-14. That's all I'm saying. We're going to lose 14.
All right.
And I don't even know.
Well, I'm telling you, I hope that you get the number one pick, but there's teams that would argue with you right now, and one of them's in Detroit. So, I mean.
Yeah, Detroit, Jacksonville. I mean, there's a lot of but we're not talking about football today, Scotty. We're talking about the NBA.
No, we were here to talk about – well, first of all, we want to talk about Panini. That's what we want to talk about.
Yes, first of all.
It's been a couple of slow weeks with regards to releases, but we had a pretty big one this week in Recon Basketball that we're going to stay tuned again to the episode. We're going to open at the end.
Scotty, we're actually world premiere previewing Recon Basketball. It's out next week.
Yeah,
it's out next Wednesday.
Woo! So you're going to get it here first.
Yeah.
Or as like Arnold Schwarzenegger would say, total recon. It's my favorite. Yeah. I'll be back.
Yeah.
You know that guy, right?
If it bleeds, we can kill it or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But
remember when I told you I would kill you last?
I lied.
Yes, that product.
Yeah, so Recon's next week. This week we have
that. Steph Curry on the packaging.
Yes, that's foreshadowing. Foreshadowing. We'll come back to that. But this week, Scotty, on the new release front, we had Mosaic Baseball releasing on Wednesday, and there was something else that why is it not coming to me? Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna go to the Knights Lance, Scotty, the blog that we do.
The Knights Lance. I've heard of it. It's very powerful. It is the place to get your information in the industry.
Now I remember. It's all coming back to me now, Scotty. How could I forget 2021 National Treasures Collegiate Football?
Collegiate football. That's right. How could I forget that? Because we were trying to focus on basketball.
That's true.
We'd had enough of football. Like we'd
Yep.
said enough, so that's why. Man, I'll tell you what, a little bit of a sneak peek. I'm pulling back the curtain.
Ooh,
I happened to walk in on you.
Whoa.
Wait, hold on.
Where is this story?
I did. I did. But I happened to walk in on you doing a podcast with highlighting our new release in UFC Chronicles. So tell us about that, because that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun. So through our partnership with UFC and the people that we know over there, Matt Serra, former Shock the World, beat GSP UFC fighter and legend, really, and Jim Norton have a podcast called UFC Unfiltered, and they were going to break Chronicles this week, and they did that on the episode yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yep.
Yeah, and so you had sent them some Chronicles, and they were opening them, and I was just talking to them about the product, and like you and I, Scotty, they loved Chronicles just because Jim Norton couldn't get over how cool the diversity in each pack was. So so it's a really fun, quick, and so if you're a UFC fan, check out the latest episode, I believe, of UFC Unfiltered, and you'll get a guest appearance from yours truly.
Yeah. And well, I was trying to think what I've been on.
You've been on my mind a lot.
I mean, nobody asked me to be on anything.
That's not true. That's not true. In fact,
you're forced to put me on this podcast.
No, I want to put you on it.
Yeah.
And speaking of you, there's an event that you are heavily involved in helping get off the ground, and it's our partnership with the Reese's Senior Bowl.
Yes.
And we obviously signed an exclusive deal with the Reese's Senior Bowl last year.
We did.
But this week we announced kind of an extension of that exclusive with some special benefits. Scotty, do you want to?
Yeah, well, last year was our first year of the partnership, and much like the rest of the entire world, it was challenging. And the guys over at the Senior Bowl, they did an amazing job just having the game in the middle of a pandemic. And so we were a little limited in what we could do our first year with them. But, we took pictures of everybody at the beginning of the week, and we gave every player their own cards during the week, which I thought was pretty cool. So everybody left with their own trading cards. And, Jim Nagy and the crew over there, they kind of came to us and said, what can we do to one-up it? And the idea of giving every kid not just their own physical cards, but their own NFT would be pretty cool. So it will be only to the player, and what they choose to do with it is up to them. And who knows, you could get the next number one draft pick in 5-10 years from now as NFTs continue to climb. Maybe that becomes the first collectible of some of these guys.
Yeah.
Changes hands. So it's pretty cool. We're excited. We'll continue to explore things like that with our partners and really trying to bridge that gap between NFTs and Panini. And a lot of partners are, we did the NFTs with USA Soccer for each game, and we're going to do one more with the Mexico game coming up in November. So, I mean, it's just adding value to our partnership, and that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that, obviously. And in other NFT news, beginning Monday, the 25th, the Panini blockchain platform will be analyzed, valued, tracked on the Crypto Slam platform. So that'll be exciting. Add another dimension to our NFT offerings.
Yeah. I'm not a big person in the NFT. Well, hold on, let me back that up. I wasn't a big person in the NFT world until I started to work pretty hard on it. And now that I pay attention to it, I'm absolutely blown away at some of the sales of these things. I mean, it's unbelievable. And if you haven't seen it, you can go to our website and click on sales and see what some of the transactions are. And man, I mean, some of these are mind blowing. And that's pretty cool as we continue to up and deliver value, and then having, new eyeballs seeing it. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. And I'm really going back to the Senior Bowl partnership. I'm really curious to see what the players do with their
right. Yeah,
fees. They could keep them on the platform. They could sell them. I mean, it's and maybe
that's it. That will be one of the neat things. I mean, if they want to sell it right away and get it out there, they can, and hold on to it, they can. And I agree that I think last year there was about 130 or so guys that were there, and a lot of that had to do with the pandemic and just bringing in some more guys because they really didn't have tape. Now, some of these guys didn't even play college seasons, and they wanted to help as many people as possible. I think that number is going to come down slightly, but not much. So you're talking, 100 and something unique opportunities to see what people do with these things, and it should be fun. It should be real fun.
Well, what's also going to be fun, Scott, is you and I kind of giving out our NBA predictions for the 21-22 season.
Yeah. I mean, I'm ready to go if you are, man. I mean,
I'm ready, bro. Like, I've done my research. I had some preconceived ideas coming in.
Yeah.
And my research didn't really stray me too far away from those. So this can go anywhere you want to go. But
yeah. I mean, like one of the things that I always think is interesting about basketball is, in other sports, the way the divisions are set up and whatnot, it does open itself up to new teams popping up and getting into the playoffs and whatnot. Well, with basketball, and you say the top 8 teams make the playoffs, what becomes to me always the most interesting conversation isn't maybe necessarily who makes the playoffs, but who doesn't, right? Yeah. It's like, okay, last year the Warriors played the play-in game, right? Now they're healthy. So if the Warriors make it, who's coming out? You know what I mean? Like that's the balancing act. And a lot of the top, I would say, 6 teams, usually they'll switch positions, but they won't necessarily fall out of the playoffs.
All the way out,
so it does become maybe a game of not necessarily who's going to make the playoffs, but, maybe who doesn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Becomes almost more of a question. That's how I kind of look at it.
Yeah, it does become kind of a numbers game. And, it's just so many players change teams in the offseason, but then you have a team like Atlanta who has their whole starting 5 back. And, and the injuries you mentioned, Klay Thompson, when he comes back, obviously he adds a whole new dimension to that Golden State team. And then, and the West has traditionally been stronger, over the last.
Yeah, they've been really, the last few years, they've been stronger.
But
then guys move teams. Like going back to what you're saying about guys move teams, like what I also noticed in the NBA, I'm a huge Mavs fan. I mean, we all love the guy peeking over your shoulder in this building, exclusive athlete, Luka Doncic. Panini exclusive, Panini zone.
Yes.
But what have they done to build around him, right? And they hadn't really done a whole lot. But then you look at the Lakers and you go, okay, they went out and got Carmelo Anthony, and you just scratch your head and go, man, Carmelo's a great piece to add to a team, a good veteran guy that So some of those moves, they don't get all the flash like how they got Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
But that's what really puts a team. What moves a team from being a pretty good playoff team to a championship caliber team are those middle tier guys, your bench, the guys that come off and give you the hard minutes, the guys in the playoffs that really battle hard. I mean, last year you saw Bobby Portis is a good example of the guy who, played so hard. VIP party, Bobby Portis, right? Chicago.
Yeah.
But he gave them that grit they needed to really get over the top. So.
Yeah, those guys play such pivotal roles in those runs.
Yep.
And, PJ Tucker's the same way, right? Just and it's you brought up the Mavs, and I think one of the things a lot of local people here are kind of, I don't want to say dismayed by or miffed by, but what have they done to kind of surround Luka with the pieces that will elevate their team deep into the playoffs? And I don't know that they've done that yet. I know they've tried with KP and some of those guys, but
my daughter, who gets multiple shout outs on this show, Riley Honey Badger.
Yes.
She asked me, it was awesome. She asked me the other day, Daddy, do the Mavericks play the Clippers every year in the playoffs? Like, it was just to her. She doesn't know it, and it was kind of funny. And they've taken the Clippers deep in the playoffs in their round 2 years in a row, and and then the Clippers go on. So it's like you want to think that they're a better team, and then they, but maybe they're not. I mean, that's the part that makes predicting the NBA tricky, right?
Yeah, and they're that close, though. I do know they're that close, and your guy Jason Kidd is the head coach this year. So
that's my guy, man. It was my guy. Yeah. So, well, I mean, how about we do this? Give a little bit of talk about a few teams in each conference.
Okay.
Then give us your conference prediction and your finals prediction, and I'll do mine.
Okay.
And then you will predict the MVP.
Yep.
And I will predict the rookie of the year. How about that?
I like it. I like the way you're working. Okay, you want to start East or West?
Man, let's talk East because we live in a West town. We play a lot in the West because of the state of Texas, and we probably know more West. So let's go East.
All right. So the Eastern Conference for starters, I'm going to say the Bucks are not going to repeat as NBA champions.
Ooh, you heard it here.
What I do think is going to happen, I think the Hawks are going to take another step. I think Trae Young leading that team, they were pretty magical last season, and they've got everybody back. I mean, Collins, Hunter, Bogdanovich, Clint Capella. They have everybody back.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be better, and I think the other team that they're going to contend for the Eastern Conference Championship with is in Miami, in South Beach. I think they have a lot going for themselves. Butler.
I like that.
Tyler Hero's a stud, and then Bam Adebayo is a stud. So I think you're going to see Atlanta and Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay. I like that. And I'm not too far off from what you said. I myself agree. I don't believe the Bucks are going to repeat as champions. I don't believe they're going to make the finals.
Whoa.
So there's my hot sports opinion. So I'll add on to a couple of things that you said, right? And then I'll attack the elephant in the room, right? So I noticed you didn't mention it, but I really like what the Knicks are doing.
Okay.
I don't think they're there. I think they're a couple years away, but I really like the direction. Finally, as all Knicks fans would say, finally heading in a direction that they can feel good about.
I agree, by the way.
One of my wild cards is the 76ers. And you might say, why are the 76ers a wild card when they finish with the best record and they're a good team? But we all know the Ben Simmons thing. And you take Ben Simmons off that team.
Yep. And
you're like, how can they be a better team? But there's just sometimes you get the guys to rally together.
Addition by subtraction is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Addition by subtraction. And I really think that team is special no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe by figuring that puzzle out, they become a strong team. And I mean, originally I didn't even want to be like, oh man, they're just going to drop off. But then I thought more about it and said, you know what? Sometimes you can strengthen each other and they get a little bit more out of everybody else when you take away a piece like that.
Yeah.
So those are really only my two teams. I too think the Hawks are great. I loved them last year. Trae Young, if he can figure out any defense at all, they'll be strong. Instead of just scoring 50 points a night.
He's just going to outscore everybody.
So I had in the finals,
the
conference finals, the Bucks, against the Nets.
Oh, okay.
And man, if there's ever a team in sports that drives me more crazy than the Nets, I don't know what is. I mean, they have the best player in the planet in Kevin Durant. They have maybe the second best player, or top 5 player in James Harden. Mm-hmm. And they got one of the top 5 players in Kyrie Irving. And that thing's going to figure itself out. There's no way, in my opinion, that we're going to go all year and not see Uncle Drew take to the court somehow. You know what I mean? And so I think the biggest issue with those guys last year it was injuries, and just being able to all play together on the court. And if those 3 dudes are on the court, sign me up, bro.
All right. So
I've got the Bucks and the Nets in the East, and I've got the Nets advancing to the finals.
All right. I like it.
Okay.
I had Heat and Hawks, and I've got the Hawks advancing to the
Ooh. I took the easy way.
Because I think it sets up a juicy matchup on the other side on the Western Conference.
I got a juicy one for the West, so go ahead.
You start with the West, and I'll.
You want me to start with the West?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
I'm going to leave you a couple of teams to talk about. So I'm going to hit a couple teams, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, the team that I predicted last year when everybody asked me about who I thought was going to do real well was the Suns. And everybody's kind of like, well, of course you said. I was like, no, dude. We watch them play and kick the Mavs behind every single time they play them. They are a tough team. I love everything about that team. They may have a step back because of just the success they had last year. It just kind of flashed up. And so I'm not expecting them to go as far, but I do really like that team.
Yeah.
I really do. They got me jazzed. I don't know what to think of my Mavericks, man. I really don't. Like you said earlier, it's all how you build around a player. And in my opinion, because it's biased and it's my opinion and I really don't care about other people's opinions, Luka's the greatest player in the NBA and on the planet. I mean, I love Kevin Durant, and for what his skills are, he's the best player. But nobody's more fun to watch than Luka.
Yeah,
so as long as you have a guy like that, you will go far.
Agreed.
And now it's just what can they get out of what they have right now? And I think they're a year away. I think if they get anything from KP, if Jason Kidd can figure something out there, and then maybe they add a piece, I think that team has a chance next year, but I don't think they have a chance this year.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think they've done enough to surround him with just a few pieces, man.
Yeah.
And maybe Kidd coming in as the coach is the first part of that process.
Yeah.
To get a coach that maybe can
I mean, everybody speaks so highly of Jason Kidd, and so and we watched. I mean, me and you grew up watching Rick Carlisle. Like, you don't realize how long that guy had been here until you realize that when he leaves, how long he'd been here. And so, just having a fresh look at it might help, but I just don't think they added enough pieces.
Yeah.
Now, I will end on one more team.
Okay.
That I think is close, but they're going to be fun to watch. And that's the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Okay.
They have one of the top players in the league at Karl Anthony Towns. And maybe I drink too much Panini Kool-Aid around here and believe in our exclusive athletes more than others. But Anthony Edwards is a beast. I think he's going to take a big jump this year. I got him kind of on the 8th seed, finishing in and maybe getting in. But I think that's going to be a fun team to watch. I just really do. I'm also a little biased because I got family in Minnesota, but I think that's going to be a fun team. So,
no, I think you're right.
I want you to talk about a couple other teams, and then we'll give our predictions.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about two teams. One is probably going to be no surprise to you because, I love me some Steph Curry, and I just love him. I love his game. I love that he is a small man in a big man's game, and just the way he's kind of revolutionized the game. He just blows me away all the time. So I kind of watch him, and then as a result, also watch the Warriors. I think when Klay Thompson comes back and when James Wiseman comes back at some point this season to partner them, because everybody else is back, right? Draymond's still there.
Yep.
Iggy's back. I mean, Iggy has come back to Golden State.
Yeah.
And then I think Jordan Poole is on the verge of really coming into his own. It's always funny to watch these young guys. We see a lot of these young kids at the rookie photo shoots and stuff, and then you don't hear from them really. And then 2 or 3 years later, you hear from them again. It's like they finally developed what they needed to. So, and then the Lakers, I mean, you can't not talk about the Lakers, not just because of LeBron, but because I think Westbrook is also one of the most enjoyable players to watch, in my opinion, in the league, because you never know what you're going to get from him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's got he's got jetpacks in his feet. I mean, can jump out of the gym, but he'll also throw a pass into the 4th row on you too.
Yeah, no doubt. And you always say you need a big, you need 2 big men on your team, whether it's a 2-hit punch and the teams that got 3 and they got 3, man. And that's the team that does scare me, but they're getting up there. They're getting close to our age. You know what I mean?
They're getting long in the tooth, Scotty, is what you're saying. And
what are you saying about my tooth?
No, it's not that tooth. Not that. That's a longer tooth.
Oh, not that tooth. Oh, okay.
No. Anthony Davis, you got to respect him. He's a great player. Has been since he was 6, probably. And you knew that he was going to do great things in the NBA, and he has. Watching him in college was incredible. And so I think that, to your point, they have this 3-headed monster that's really tough to compete with. And so those are the 2 teams I know they're both like sexy teams and not really a stretch, but those are the 2 that those are my – it's an all California Western Conference Finals, Scotty.
All right. And no mention from either one of us of the Clips.
No, I'm not a big Clips guy. I don't like them that much.
You're going to get what you're going to get. You have one of the top players in the NBA.
Yep.
You have a good number 2 and Paul George. And they're always going to be a tough out because they play hard basketball in the playoffs.
They do. They really do, man.
So, there's nothing really to talk about. To me, there's nothing really to talk about because you know what you're going to get with them, right?
Yeah. No, I agree with you too. They're always gritty and they're never out of a game. I think they proved that against the Mavericks last year. They proved it against the Suns. They're just never out of a game. Yeah. And with Kawhi, Kawhi is so profusely talented and is a huge big-time player. So and then Paul George, a lot of people want to not like Paul George, and I'm probably in that group more than I'm not, but I respect his game and the way he carried that team in Kawhi's absence last year was impressive.
Yeah. So, I think I do not have them in my final 2, but I was close, and I think they could easily be there. I think it comes down to about 3 teams. I asked you before we came in here about the Jazz. I don't get it. I know they're a strong team, but I never really feel like they're a championship caliber team. I like the Nuggets. I think, again, they could be great, but they got a big piece missing in Jamal Murray, and nobody knows his timetable for return. So I think those 2 teams everybody likes to pick, but I don't see them. So for me, I think it just comes down to health of the Lakers and the health of the Warriors. So I've got actually the Warriors playing, and I went back and forth on this, but I do have the Clippers.
Nice. Okay. So all right.
Which I'm glad I did. So it's not the same as yours, but I have the Warriors,
Clippers in the conference finals. Okay.
The conference finals. I got the Bucks and the Nets.
Okay.
And I have the Nets playing the Warriors for the chip.
I like it. I really like that. I've got the Hawks advancing.
Yep.
And Trae Young will face off in a shooting competition against Steph Curry in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, the Warriors too. All right. They're only 1 year removed or so. What, 2 years now?
Yeah, 2 years
removed from being unbeatable.
Dude.
And it came down to injuries, right?
Yeah,
and now those guys are healthy. They did lose KD, but those guys are healthy. They're hungry. Yeah,
once Clay comes back, he's going to be on a mission. And I think there's something kind of cool to Andre Iguodala coming back. It's just kind of, he's speaking of longer in the tooth. He's up there too. But
he gets close parking, is what you're saying?
Yeah. So you got him. Draymond is still one of the best defenders in the NBA. And then Weissman and Jordan Poole. I think they're right there. So
yeah. And you know what I was going to add to what you said about Poole, that you're right. We see these guys at the rookie photo shoot every year. We see the guys for who they are, even in any sport, and we walk away and we go, wow, these guys are really good. The ones that really develop into great players are the ones that stay in one place.
Yeah.
That you can get a Harden that's moved 3 times, but there is something to be said about the Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Poole, Draymond. They've all been with that team, grown up in that team. That's why I think they're going to pull along, and I think Wiseman could be a great player. He could stay healthy. I mean, I like those guys that do stay in one spot and develop. I mean, Jalen Brunson in Dallas is turning into a really great player.
I like him a lot.
You can go through the list of all the guys on these teams like Devin Booker and whatnot that have stayed with one squad. So
it's tough if you have to restart or learn a new system and a new coach every 2 or 3 years.
Unless you're just a complete stud like Kevin Durant. Then he's just like, okay, or LeBron, right? You're like,
I don't need
to win.
Yeah, I don't need coaching.
Well, who do you got winning, man? I'm on the edge of my seat. Who do you have?
I've got Warriors, Hawks, and I've got
Warriors, Hawks.
You know who I'm picking. It's the guy. I'm picking Golden State.
All right, Golden State.
Back to the promised land.
Back to the promised land. Well, again, if everything I go back to my my Miami pick for football and if everybody stays healthy, that we're not here to predict anything other than that. Right. I have the Nets playing the Warriors. And like you, I did not pick the Warriors. So unlike you, I picked the Nets.
Okay. All right.
I think they're finally going to do it. I even think 2 of those guys could win it. Man, they added some great pieces too and some depth. And I mean, I think it's going to be a fun series. I think it's going to be East Coast versus West Coast. And I'm tipping the hat to the Nets, man.
Yeah, no, I don't. It's hard to argue with that. I think you're right. I mean, injuries are such a key factor. But if those 3 are healthy and are all on the same page, how can they not be? Just one of the best teams ever assembled.
They could sub me in and still win the championship. Right? That's how good they are.
You could be the 6th man on that team.
Yes, I could be.
And they would win a ship.
Well, we got one more surprise.
Yes.
Even though people are bored to tears, I'm sure that there are some eyes glazed over and and some significant others waking them up because they're hunched over their computers right now. But you're going to predict the MVP, and I'm going to predict the Rookie of the Year.
Yes, and I'm going to go first because it's easy for me to.
I know. I already know who it is. So go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going to award this year's MVP.
The Panini strap. Look at that.
To none other, Scotty, than Steph Curry.
Woo!
Steph Curry. It's Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. Drop it. And you know what's funny is before we came in here and decided that you were going to do MVP and I was going to do Rookie of the Year, I too picked Steph Curry to be the MVP. I think he was close last year. He is unbelievable. I think he's going to be great. So mine was, I don't know. It's a little trickier just because, you have guys on teams that aren't that great, because of the way the draft pulls out.
Yeah.
You got a Jalen Suggs in Orlando, Scotty Barnes in Toronto. Those are the guys that, I mean, they're going to be great players, but they're just not in really great markets like for teams, Jalen Green in Houston. I mean, so I came back to the end. So I am awarding. Look at this.
Oh, what? Ooh,
I am awarding
the rated
rookie strap to none other than Cade Cunningham.
All right.
I think I know he's not starting out he's not starting out playing because of some injuries. But when those guys, the number 1 overall picks, come out and they play, they show you why they were the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
And he's going to be awesome. He's going to be dynamic. And I don't even think it's going to be a contest when this dude gets on the court. So there it is.
All right.
The strap goes to Cade.
Cade, Steph, and check back in a few months as we cry over our predictions.
Yes. And right here in the comments below, give us your predictions. Make fun of us. Make fun of my hair.
Yeah, wake up.
Again is, wake up. That's the part that's the most fun. Make fun of us.
Yes.
Like I'm long in the tooth.
You are.
Make fun of that. But that was fun. So that's what we're excited to have basketball back.
It's back.
Man, I can't wait. It's going to be a fun season.
We should do Unwrapped now.
Well, stay tuned.
Yeah, maybe we will do Unwrapped.
Maybe we will.
All right, Scotty, thanks. Until next week, let's do it again. Hello, everybody. We're back.
We're back. We're back.
But
It
we're
just
back.
seems like a minute ago we were together.
I think it
talking
actually was.
NBA predictions. But anyway,
I think
you
it
know,
was literally
in-
was 60 seconds ago.
Anyway, in that we had talked about debuting Recon.
This is cool, Scotty. Recon.
I'll be back.
You
That's
are
like-
back.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Total Recall, right?
Total Recon.
The movie's Total Recall.
That's what we're going to open right now. And if you watched earlier in the show, like way earlier,
Yeah,
Tracy predicted this guy would be the MVP
I did, and that his team would win the finals.
and win the finals.
Oh, did we spoil it? Go back and watch it. It's long.
Oh, yeah, you might have fast forwarded through it.
And bring your pillow if you go back and watch
Even
it.
my dad's going to fast forward through that, and he swears he watches everything. So,
My wife is like, come on, dude. I'm like, all right. So anyway, Scotty, Recon, you and I always talk about how much we love a product like Chronicles because there's so much stuff in there.
yes.
A Recon, and we talked about times concepts in Chronicles become their own products.
Yeah, it's a way to debut them. Or in some cases, like in football, we'll sometimes update cards that weren't updated, and it's really cool. So the guys felt strong enough about this brand to branch it off on its own, and I loved it. I mean, I love the purple.
Great.
I love the purple. I love the color, and it's a lot of fun. So let's get to ripping, bro.
Yeah, dude, just some of the coolest inserts you'll see all year in this product. 2021 Recon Basketball.
Recon.
Let's do it. 2 autographs, a box.
2 autographs.
But it's a really cool product. I love it.
I do really, really like it. I was wondering, I'm always curious, especially with something that's new, how I'm going to like it. But man, the inserts look great. I totally love the rewind stuff. Like I do that a lot in our promo sets because I like that so much.
Yeah. Here's your guy, Kobe White, right here, buddy.
I come out strong to quite strong.
Oh, what did you get, bro?
An auto
of
none other than Tyrese
dude.
Halliburton.
I love that. That's your first pack?
My first pack, man. Look at that.
That's beautiful. Here's a Cole Anthony insert.
Yep. And then I got a rock in the rim. Like that kind of stuff, like even your rookie one and the rookie rewinds and stuff like that. They're just cool. I love seeing that stuff.
Yeah, I do too.
I do a lot of championship like cards, like of old championships of them holding a trophy. And I love
Zion parallel. Zion parallel the base, and then a guy with maybe no home right now or nobody. Ben Simmons.
Simmons. Well,
that's a red pack.
In 2 packs, I got 2 hits. So I got Robert Williams III.
Oh, nice.
Another one of those guys that is with his team that's developing and coming into his own. But hey, backing up, well, I guess the Tyrese is not numbered and the Robert is numbered at 99. So that's pretty cool. So those are my 2 autos. So now it's getting to ripping and seeing what we got.
And it's just cool. And so here's Victor Oladipo rocking the rim.
Rocking the rim.
Scotty, I can't rock the rim. I don't know if you knew that or not, but
now this one reeks of Tracy Hackler.
Oh, that's me.
Read this name.
What is that? Is that young?
Manuverse.
No, it's maneuvers, man.
Manuverse, dude.
Manuverse. I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. Here's Darius Basley pink. I think a pink parallel. I think that's pink. Just the cool designs all over the place.
No, I love the Nikola Jokic. I don't believe that's a number, but just that's a parallel.
MVP.
And then a Kobe White future legend card. I don't know if he pulled one of those yet, but I love the little silhouette of the logo man there, and that's pretty cool.
Oh, I love that. Yep. This is JJ Redick auto. His time with the Mavs, Scott.
When his short time with the Mavs, yeah. And man, I really was looking forward to that guy and hoping that he stayed. But
yeah, he called it He called it, man.
Here's Rudy Gay. Here's a numbered out of 199.
Oh, is that a red one?
Yep, that's the red. And then I pulled a really cool
Like
your favorite player. I know, what is that? It doesn't necessarily have like a name on it.
Mellow.
Scouting report is what it is.
Yeah, scouting report. Here's a Mellow card. I think he dropped a 31 bomb on his first game of his sophomore season.
And he's the leader in the clubhouse of best dressed, in case you haven't seen it.
Oh, man, that was loud. Here's a Jalen Harris autograph of the Raptors, numbered to 99.
Ooh.
There you go.
So, yeah, here's one of those cards I was telling you about. Rookie Rewind.
That's my favorite design.
Jimmy Butler. That's pretty cool to see those guys in their old unis.
Yeah, I really love that.
How they first debuted. And
there's Trae Young, future legends right there. Yeah, that rookie review that you just showed is my favorite design in the entire product. It's just way cool.
There's another future legends. This time Zion. Look at that. That even has like a red to it, and it's one number to 199.
Love it. There's Lamar Stevens. My rookie review is Dame Time.
Dame Time. I was like, is that Dame? Dame Dollar.
Dame Dollar. He can spit bars on you, bro.
Oh, there we go. My guy.
What'd you get?
Luka base. Luka.
Use the force, Luka.
Use the force, Luka. Okay, now I pulled one of the ones that I was telling you is my favorite insert.
Okay.
They called it Eyes on the Prize. And it's just, images of them with the trophy and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. This one is actually numbered to 99.
Here's your set, Scotty. Manuverse,
dude.
Oh, man.
That's the Manuverse, bro.
This is why kids shouldn't watch this sometimes. Because you teach them wrong words, dude.
Here we go. Anthony Edwards, who I think is going to be – I think he's going to be one of the guys that takes a big jump this year. Panini's own.
He's dynamic.
God, he can slam it.
There's a 99, a number of 99, Josh Green of your
Dallas Mavericks, bruh.
I got my eyes on the prize too. I got my eye of some guy named
Heat.
Some guy named
Lebron.
Yeah,
and then I got one too. Eyes on the prize. I love that. There's Kyrie back with the Clips. I mean the Cavs. I said Clips.
Yeah, the Cavs. I get what you know. I know what you meant.
Yeah, I just love those old shots with the trophy. And
yeah, I do too.
I do. That's my favorite, like, imagery.
Who's this? This is Michael Porter Jr. red parallel out of 199. Nice. And then my last card, Scotty, in my box is you pulled an autograph of him. I did not, but I pulled a scouting report of him. Tyrese
Halliburton. Yeah. I mean, what a great player. I mean, again, I have no idea, nor do I understand the whole draft process, but how that guy slid is unbelievable. And, man, I wish I would have mad.
It makes
we're going to – that was so much fun. That was so much fun, and I know everybody loves to see product being opened, that we're going to do one more, but we're going to not sneak peek, but like we got Mosaic Baseball Choice in. Now, Mosaic Hobby released this week, and then we got the Choice in, and so because it was one pack, and we wanted to show off on the podcast what Mosaic looked like for everybody. Yeah. We thought, and we were opening Recon. We wanted to open one of these just to kind of show you what this thing looks like, because it is cool. I mean, Mosaic's turned into maybe arguably one of our top brands behind
the Juggernaut.
The Juggernaut. I love it. I love the designs. I love the parallels. I love everything about it. And, with baseball being hot right now, let's do it. So there you go.
Shohei Ohtani on the package.
Yep. So this has 2 autographs per box.
It's a real quick rip, right?
It's one pack, but it's a heavy hitter, bro.
Yes,
lots of parallels even in these Choice.
Brian Jeffers.
All right. Here's mine. I got Dustin May coming right now. That's a Prism.
Oh, Daniel Johnson autograph, red.
Nice.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Cool design, dude.
I got a red. I got a red too. Not numbered, but Alec Brom.
I got a nice, dude. This is a collector, Scotty.
Okay.
Who plays for Houston, who is he's just a collector.
Oh, let me guess. Alex Bregman.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. When you said collector Houston, I'm like,
yep.
Boy, that might be the biggest collector. Each team has a big collector.
Yeah, he's all in on it.
Well, I got autograph choice fusion, Josh Bell, dear valued collector, dude.
Uh-oh. We do value you, though, as a collector.
We value you, and we get them too.
Yeah, we do. This is a cool card.
I like that. That's number.
Like
yours number out of 64.
Yeah, 64.
Yeah, mine. That's mine too. There's mine out of 64.
You know what I haven't seen on these cards yet, Scotty? That this one has is that kind of gradual bleed right there from gold to red.
Yeah. I see that. Yeah,
I haven't seen that very often.
Yeah, and like this one has a little bit of orange. This is another one out of 6. It's got a little bit of orange even.
That's way cool.
Hard to see right in between there. That's a really cool.
I love it.
Also out of 64.
I love it. Yeah,
love it.
Mosaic. Love it. Yeah, it's just awesome.
Yeah, and my last card was this.
Nice.
This version right here. So really cool. Wanted to show that off because everybody likes to see the way that Mosaic looks, and this year it delivers just like every other year, man.
Yes, sir. And by the way, the first time it's been done in baseball. So, I mean, other than like in Chronicles as a standalone product. So, I think we just made history right there, Scotty.
I think we did. Sure. Industry groundbreaking.
Oh, yeah. We're going to break something. Hey, Scotty.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun. I say if you're up for it, maybe we do it again next week or something.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. And you know what? We can preview because everybody likes to hear us preview stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
We can preview the NASCAR final.
Ooh, that's exciting.
We're going to be down to 3 maybe next week. The cut is coming up.
You think we can show absolute football too? Because that's coming next week.
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, I love you. I'll see you soon.
All right.